The Ailuropoda melanoluca is the Latin and biological classification for the panda. This furry, cute black and white animal is the type of bear native to the areas of East, Central, or South Central China. In more depth, they live in the areas highlighted in red, near the regions of Minshan, Gansu, Sichuan, Shaanxi, and Kunling. They live around 20 years and weigh about 150 to 280 pounds. The diet of the wild panda consists of surprisingly over 99% bamboo plants. That other 1% would be small birds or other alike plants. Major efforts in the conservation of the panda, or the management of a natural resource to prevent exploitation, destruction, or neglect are fully in effect. In doing this, people have to somewhat enact a revolution, to overthrow or totally change the government. In this case, we wouldn't have to overthrow a government, but more change the ways we influence the species of wild panda in China. This would start with governments and organizations making efforts to stop obstructions to this goal, like the poaching or taking of other protected or managed species and the illegal trade in wildlife and their related parts and products. And more simply put, to halt the wildlife trafficking going on with the panda. Many countries, especially in the panda's home country of China, have enacted the processes of reproduction of rare species controlled by humans in a closed environment, called captive breeding. Captivity is described as confinement or imprisonment, and in this instance, captive breeding is essential for the survival of the panda species. This breeding would lead to the predicted increase in the panda population, and at a certain number of pandas alive, they would be ready to be returned to their species' historical range, a process named reintroducing. To capture this experience, a National Geographic photographer by the name of Amy Vitale took some snapshots of pandas to spread the news about these animals through new and enticing pictures. Vitale was born in the year 1971 and has well spent her early years photographing beautiful and meaningful visual works. Her pictures have been used through many of the world's international media outlets. And in all, she has visited over 90 countries in total taking these types of pictures. This picture in specific would connect to the whole conservation efforts being made for the upbringing of a new panda generation. During the visit to one of China's captive breeding buildings for giant pandas, she was able to take this picture while the pandas were accounted and checked up on by nurses and doctors. Vitale was one of the few people to hold a baby panda, and even two at that. In comparison with Barack Obama, she was able to hold two, while the President of the United States of America only held one. The picture tells really about the hope and success of captive breeding happening in China.